Hello, thank you for joining with me. We are in A Course in Miracles, part 1 of the workbook. I'm reading from the CE edition, and this is the workbook for students, lesson 139. I will accept atonement for myself. Here is the end of choice, 238. This refers to the previous lesson, which states that choice is ultimately an illusion. You make but one choice, and when that one is made, you will perceive it was no choice at all. For truth is true, and nothing else is real. There is no opposite to choose instead. There is no contradiction to the truth. That's lesson 138. For here we come to a decision to accept ourselves as God created us. And what is choice except uncertainty of what we are? There is no doubt that is not rooted here. There is no question but reflects this one. There is no conflict that does not entail the single, simple question, what am I? Yet who could ask this question except one who has refused to recognize himself? Only refusal to accept yourself could make the question seem to be sincere. The only thing that can be surely known by any living thing is what it is. To know something in the strict sense of the word is to be completely united with it, that the thing itself and your knowing of it are one and the same. This kind of direct union, if it exists with anything, must exist with yourself. You are, after all, completely united with yourself. There is no separation between you and yourself. Therefore, whatever else remains unknown to you, if you exist and if you are yourself, you must know yourself. From this one point of certainty, it looks on other things as certain as itself. Uncertainty about what you must be is self-deception on a scale so vast its magnitude can hardly be conceived. To be alive and not to know yourself is to believe that you are really dead. For what is life except to be yourself, and what but you can be alive instead? Who is the doubter? What is it he doubts? Whom does he question? Who can answer him? He merely states that he is not himself, and therefore, being something else, becomes a questioner of what that something is. Yet he could never be alive at all unless he knew the answer. If he asks as if he does not know, it merely shows he does not want to be the thing he is. He has accepted it because he lives, has judged against it and denied its worth, and has decided that he does not know the only certainty by which he lives. Thus he becomes uncertain of his life, for what it is has been denied by him. It is this denial that you need atonement. Your denial made no change in what you are, but you have split your mind into what knows and does not know the truth. You are yourself. There is no doubt of this, and yet you doubt it. But you do not ask what part of you can really doubt yourself. It cannot really be a part of you that asks this question, for it asks of one who knows the answer. Were it part of you, uncertainty would be impossible. The idea here is that you have split your mind into two parts, the part of you that knows who you are and the part that doesn't. The second part then doubts who you are and tries to find out. But how can this second part be a part of you, which means not separate from you, and not know you? To know is to be one with, and what is part of you is, by definition, not separate. Based on the Course's thought system, What is apparently going on here is that the second part is really a case in which the first part, which knows who you are, has merely identified with something that really is outside of it, the ego, and thus tricked itself into believing it does not know itself. Therefore, the not knowing of itself is not genuine unknowing, but rather a case of self-deception. You don't consciously experience knowing, but you do know. You have simply deceived yourself into thinking you do not. Atonement remedies the strange idea that it is possible to doubt yourself and be unsure of what you really are. This is the depth of madness, yet it is the universal question of the world. What does this prove except the world is mad? Why share its madness in the sad belief that what is universal here is true? Nothing the world believes is true. It is a place whose purpose is to be a home where those who claim they do not know themselves can come to question what it is they are. And they will come again until the time atonement is accepted and they learn it is impossible to doubt yourself and not be aware of what you are. Only acceptance can be asked of you, for what you are is certain. It is set forever in the holy mind of God and in your own. It is so far beyond all doubt and question that to ask what it must be is all the proof you need to show that you believe the contradiction that you know not what you cannot fail to know. Is this a question or a statement which denies itself in statement? Let us not allow our holy minds to occupy themselves with senseless musings such as this. We have a mission here. We did not come to reinforce the madness which we once believed in. So we did not come to reinforce the madness which we once believed in. Let us not forget the goal which we accepted. It is more than just our happiness alone we came to gain. What we accept as what we are proclaims what everyone must be along with us. Fail not your brothers, or you fail yourself. Look lovingly on them, that they may know that they are part of you and you of them. This does atonement teach, and demonstrates the oneness of God's Son is unassailed by his belief he knows not what he is. Today, accept atonement, not to change reality, but merely to accept the truth about yourself, and go your way, rejoicing the endless love of God. 241. Acts 8:39. And when they came up out of water, the Spirit of the Lord caught up Philip, and the eunuch saw him no more, and he went on his way, rejoicing. It is but this that we are asked to do. It is but this that we will do today. 5 minutes in the morning and at night we will devote to dedicating our minds to our assignment for the day. We start with this review of what our mission is. I will accept atonement for myself. Atonement in the Course usually means reconciliation with God through the realization that we were never separated from Him in the first place. In this lesson, it seems to mean reuniting with ourselves through the realization that we have never been separate from who we are, and therefore must always have known who we are. I will accept atonement for myself, for I remain as God created me. We have not lost knowledge that God gave us when He created us like Him. We can remember it for everyone, for in creation are all minds as one. And in our memory is the recall how dear our brothers are to us in truth, how much a part of us is every mind, how faithful they have really been to us, and how our Father's love contains us all. In thanks for all creation, in the name of its Creator and His oneness with all aspects of creation, we repeat our dedication to our cause today, each hour, as we lay aside all thoughts that would distract us from our holy goal. For several minutes, let your mind be cleared of all the foolish cobwebs which the world would weave around the Holy Son of God, and learn the fragile nature of the chains which seem to keep the knowledge of yourself apart from your awareness, as you say, I will accept atonement for myself, for I remain as God created me. And I'll do separate meditations this evening in prep for tomorrow, because I do these the day ahead. So I will do a 5-minute meditation for morning and night. And let's go ahead and read what Alan Watson and Robert Perry have to say. This is I will accept atonement for myself. The purpose of this lesson is to accept the truth about yourself and go your way, rejoicing to the endless love of God. So we're going to have 2 practice periods today, morning and evening, for 5 minutes, and I'll do those separately. Begin by reviewing your mission. I will accept atonement for myself, for I remain as God created me. Then go into a meditation aimed at reconnecting with the knowledge of who you are. You haven't lost this knowledge. It is still there, deep within your memory. You may want to picture this knowledge as a light at the center of your mind, then focus on sinking down and inward to make contact with it. Increase your motivation to reach this knowledge by realizing that you can remember it for everyone. Whenever your mind wanders off, be sure to call it back by repeating the opening lines. I will accept atonement for myself, for I remain as God created me. So hourly, do a shorter version of the longer practice. Begin by repeating, I will accept atonement for myself, for I remain as God created me. Lay aside all distracting thoughts. Let all false beliefs about yourself be cleared away, and learn that the chains that would hide yourself from your awareness are nothing but fragile cobwebs. What does it mean to accept the atonement for myself? This lesson puts an end to any idea that this is a selfish notion, or that it means my only concern is myself or my personal happiness. Nothing could be clearer than this. It is more than just our happiness alone we came to gain. We accept as what we are proclaims what everyone must be along with us. To accept the atonement for myself means to accept the truth of what I am, to decide to accept ourselves as God created us. And what am I? I already know in my heart of hearts, but I resist knowing. This lesson is magnificent in its trenchant dissection of the insanity of the way we question our identity. It questions all our questioning. It raises all our doubts to doubt. It denies the possibility of denial. It belittles our thoughts of littleness. How can we be anything except what we are? How can we not know what we are? The only thing that can be surely known by any living thing is what it is. God created us as extensions of His love. That is our mission. It is what we are. To accept the atonement is to accept this truth about ourselves. To accept the atonement is to begin to function as God's love in the world. Every time we refuse to see the magnificence in another, we are denying our own. We look on others with less than love because we refuse to see how much we merit it. We are God's representatives on earth. Accepting the atonement is to accept our mission. We are here to restore the grandeur of what we all are to every mind, not just to our own. This grandness, this magnificent inclusiveness, this divine generosity is our very being. We are the open heart that embraces the world, remembering how much a part of us is every mind. In us, our Father's love can contain them all. Our heart is big enough for all the world. This is who we are. Today, let me remember. Today, let me accept my holy aim. Today, let me know myself as part of this great, throbbing, all-embracing heart of God. Lesson 139. I will accept atonement for myself. Please join me in my separate meditation for morning and night. Thank you. I love you. Thank you for joining with me.